And we're back with The Edge.
Okay. Welcome in. It is The Edge here. A reminder that Point Spread Weekly is live. UFC 251 coming up this weekend. Great write-up by, as usual, Lou Finicaro, and much, much more. And remember, Point Spread Weekly, all part of our VSiN Plus sub packages. VSiN Plus subs are free until a major sport returns, so check it out. You'll get 24/7 video stream and replays, afternoon email, links to show highlights, special betting guides, and much more. Go to vsin.com/subscribe for details. Let's do it. Wow. That's right, hockey. You got to get metal when it comes to hockey. The toughest sport of all sports. All right, Nashville Predators taking on the Arizona Coyotes. We are getting these previews one by one as we get closer and closer to the start of the National Hockey League's play in their two hub cities. So let's start with, today at least, Nashville and Arizona. Season series tied, one apiece. Opened up as Nashville about $1.25 favorite in terms of the series price. They were set, of course, to play their third before the hiatus came around and the season came to a screeching halt. So the way that I kind of broke this down, and by the way, you see the updated price. Predators, $1.30, some spots $1.35. We'll start, offense and defense for both sides, how they perform in each, and where, if any, there is maybe some edge to discern between the two. So let's start with Arizona offensively, taking on what Nashville has, what they bring to the table defensively, because the Coyotes have really struggled in the offensive zone as a team. They ranked 23rd in goals per game if we're looking at just basic statistics, right? 2.7 goals per game. They finished 14th in shots per game, 31.7. In multiple advanced statistics as well, Arizona has really struggled. It kind of just builds the picture up, right, of a team that is not really gifted offensively. 25th in even strength shot attempt percentage and even strength high danger shot attempt percentage, and they're 21st in expected goal share. Arizona is. Now, Nashville is not a dominant defensive team by any stretch. They're 16th in shots allowed per game. And the thing is with their goaltenders, they have a pair of goaltenders in name, in Pekka Rinne, who has been absolutely fantastic, and Jussi Saros, who has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of the numbers he's put up. So I think on the surface it looks like perhaps that Nashville has a pair of goaltenders that could handle an offense that has been really lackluster up to this point. Here's my issue with Nashville for looking at this from the goaltender's perspective, because there's been reports that Pekka Rinne could be the guy to start this series off for Nashville. He's been there before. He's got a long storied history. We know how good Pekka Rinne can be. However, if we look at just the numbers from the season, it hasn't really been great, right? 36 games, 35 starts. Rinne's got an .895 save percentage, .317 in terms of the goals against average. Saros has been much better, man. 40 games, 34 starts, .914 in terms of the save percentage. And remember, we talked about this too with Mike Palm, right? Mike, at least, and he's much smarter at this than I am, when he talked to us and gave us some hints about how you handicap it, at least from a goaltender's perspective, if I remember correctly, Mike told us that goals against average for him as a handicapper was a little bit more important. So you look at it, Saros not only has the more, has the better save percentage, he's also got a much better goals against average at .270. So it seems like Saros is the better goaltender, and yet there's reports that they might go with the grizzled veteran, right, in Pekka Rinne. I would not really like that if I'm sitting there, if I'm a Nashville supporter laying a price as good as Rinne has been, and maybe he steps up for the postseason. Statistically, wouldn't feel confident in that. And then you flip this on the other side, because Nashville is better offensively statistically, right? It's not that much, though, right? You look at it, 16th in goals per game, .307 compared to the 2.7 for the Coyotes. They did finish 5th in shots per game, but then you break down those shots. They did finish 11th in even strength shot attempts percentage and 12th in expected goal share. However, they didn't really generate much in terms of even strength high danger shot attempts. They were actually 26th. They were actually below Arizona in that category. So you don't generate much, and in that statistic, you're actually a little bit worse than Arizona. And the other factor, of course, is goaltending here for Arizona. And we talk about the pair of goaltenders that Nashville has. In my opinion, especially if you break this down from a numerical standpoint, Coyotes, I think, have the advantage at goaltender. Darcy Kemper has been great in 29 games played and 29 games started. Antti Raanta has been absolutely fantastic as well. And you look at this combined, the two goaltenders finished third both in strength, even strength save percentage and overall save percentage as a duo. So I look at this overall, and my thought is, while Nashville is the better offensive team, statistically, there doesn't seem to be much of an edge there. I think defensively, Arizona, who gives up, a decent amount of shots on goal, but the goaltenders, in my mind, should even this out to the point where you can bring that difference between their offenses kind of back to even, right? And then on the other side, you have a goaltender, Pecorino, who might get the start at the top, and if he's struggling, continues to struggle, in offense that hasn't been that great, can actually maybe get a little bit better. So you look at this overall, and I'm looking at Nashville at minus 130. I kind of thought that Arizona would be the spot to play if it's getting a little bit higher. If we're talking about Nashville minus 135, if we're getting plus 115, if it gets to plus 120 on Arizona. The initial thought here when I'm breaking this down from this standpoint, Arizona plus 130 to move on to the best of 5 series over the Nashville Predators. So we'll have more on these series as we continue to move forward. When we come back, Major League Baseball, the NL East, really interesting. Seems to be a lot of parity near the top and over a really short sample size. How do you break that down? Hopefully we'll have some answers for you on the other side.